All right, we're back with Week 17 in our Seattle Seahawks franchise, going to be taking on the Cowboys here, who are apparently an unstoppable force. They're 10-5. We're 10-4-1. I would assume losing this game pretty much guarantees that we cannot get the number one seed. I think the Falcons are going to run away with that anyways. Of course, looking at the division, every team is over 500 at this point. With 2 games left to play, the Niners could steal it. You know, the Cowboys and the Browns are not easy opponents that you can just walk right over. We could lose both games, and then they could steal it, which would be really sad. Even the Rams have a chance, potentially, to steal it. But I'm not as worried about them as I am the Niners. Let's take a look at the players of the week, which we're never on the list for. Speaking of that Falcons team, Ritter having an amazing game. That's actually absurd. The Raiders with 2 awards themselves, and then Pete Warner, a little surprised that he won it. 10 tackles and a pick? It's pretty basic numbers, but take a look at the squad. We'll have some strategy stuff. Obviously, we can get some upgrades going and hopefully win this game. Obviously, not a great performance for the offense last week, especially for Akaru. You know, there just wasn't a lot going for us, but the defense, they really picked up the pace and obviously saved the game for us, really. Of course, got to stay healthy, and everyone is right now. But last game, we had a couple of in-game injuries. Thankfully, everyone came back. Ed Oliver, he's a worrisome guy, dude. He gets injured a lot, but thankfully nothing too serious other than that 2-week game earlier, or 2-week injury earlier. You're tasked with facing the Cowboys and their high-powered offense this week. I suppose stuff in the run is the main focus for stopping the Cowboys, as we obviously know they like to run the ball, and sure, I'm sure we'll stop them to 75 or less rushing yards and win the game. Okay, yeah, all of that. I mean, obviously, right? It's great. Their total offense is number 1, and their point. Okay, sweet, dude. Obviously, stop the run on the inside. That's the main goal. And then attacking them. They're the best run defense in the league, which is insanely surprising because their interior is pretty weak. I might still be focused on attempting right up the middle. They're saying we have no upgrade points, but that's like literally impossible. Davenport was like an inch away from an upgrade. I guarantee Davenport has an upgrade. There's no way he doesn't. He doesn't? Oh my lord. He's literally like 68 away. What is this, dude? 67, one of the two. Okay, I guess not. I guess we don't have any upgrades. That's a little depressing. I like my upgrades. We were talking about the health of our team, but let's take a look at the health of their team. Drew Sample is injured with a foot fracture, 3 weeks. I have no idea who their actual starting tight end is. The money over there is pretty tight. We know all about that because we're actually broke as hell too. Let's see exactly who their tight end is real quick. And it is still Dalton Schultz. A little surprised by that, to be honest. But Dak Prescott at quarterback, running back Zeke. They obviously lost Pollard because they couldn't afford him. But they ended up kind of getting a new Pollard in Hobbs. Literally like almost the exact same player. Maybe even slightly faster. Looking at wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb looks great. Gallup is looking pretty good. Demarcus Robinson, he's kind of like a third, the slot guy, fixer-upper of any team. He just goes all over the place. Jalen Tolbert is not bad. He might even be their number 3. O-line, Tyron's still there. Tyler Smith looks okay. Eric McCoy is there. He's actually looking pretty good. Right guard's amazing. And Bulaga's still in the league for them. DeMarcus Lawrence, obviously a huge problem. Akeem Hicks, still good enough with that 86 power move, 87 block shed. I can maybe see why they're actually okay on the interior. But wait a minute. Aren't they like a 4-3? I know they're like kind of like a hybrid team, but I don't know if they're going to use this team right. But then again, you look at their ranks. I kind of feel like they may have because they're looking pretty good. Well, here we go. Back at home again. Of course, next week, I believe, is the final game where we are going to be playing away. And if we win this game or that game, I imagine that at least guarantees a home game in the playoffs. Speaking of home games, a couple of guys that are close to 1,000 yards. Obviously, you can see there, DK Metcalf close to 10-plus touchdowns. Would be nice to get him there, as it felt like he had a better season than 1,200 yards. Not that it's not good, and not that he can't put up another like 300 in these next 2 games total, but still, it feels like he's been like that guy, and he put up even more than that, right? I don't know, but either way, still a really good season, and hoping to finish out strong, get that playoff spot, obviously, and on top of it, maybe have a chance at a bye week. Probably won't, but maybe, because once again, the Falcons are like 1.5 games ahead of us, so I don't know how great I feel about it, but obviously our defense, maybe a little bendy, but definitely not a team that breaks. We take the ball away at a much higher rate than any other team in the league, and it's insane. It's just like ridiculous. We're intercepting the ball as much as teams are scoring touchdowns, which is not a usual sight. It's very hard to intercept the ball. It's very hard to force a fumble, but we seem to do it at ease, and we're hoping to do the same here today with the Cowboys coming in with a pretty damn high-powered offense and a pretty lockdown-looking defense. This could be a really ugly game for us. Well, I had to restart my game because I think there is a glitch. We've seen it in our online league, but the difficulty's switching up randomly now, which is what an update. I've not felt all Madden kicking like at all this entire Madden, or any Madden really. But yeah, that was a bit slow. The kick bar I had was really slow, and I was like, oh, maybe it's the ability of the stadium, and it's like, no, it's not that. It's tough, though, because I, for a moment, thought it was just, the stadium abilities. I'm pretty sure we had that last week. I think it was, at least. Inside, and a nice throw and catch to CeeDee Lamb for a gain of 8. Last week looking pretty good, and overall, a lot of touchdowns. Probably going to get over 1,000 yards on the season by the end of this game. So, not a bad year, obviously, for him, who's turning into that #1 wide receiver for that group. As Nwosu's not going to get the edge, and over the middle, yet again, CeeDee Lamb beating Kalen Barnes for a gain of 20. He's halfway there. Hey, that looks like taunting. He's literally pulling the MJ on me. He's Michael Jacksoning me. Gonna make it look like we're coming with mid, but we're gonna drop Brooks all the way back. And Adams is over there. No interception. I thought he was going to get a hand on that, to be honest. They're kind of baiting us in, though, making us feel like it's run most of the time, and no time has it been run. We have to get the jump on them if they're going to run it, because obviously they have a really good offensive line, as Barnes not really getting beat there because he has too much to go against. Tackles them, but not until they gain yet another first down. They are moving in a hurry, and it is very easy for them so far. Adams stepping up, the tight end over the middle, and that throw is going to be overthrown. Sydney all over it anyways. Their first kind of negative play. Dalton Schultz is a decent player, so Barton's going to have his hands full with him in this coverage. As Nwosu gets tossed, and so does Woolen in coverage. As CeeDee Lamb's going to go to the 19 and still won't go down. I think he literally is already at like 50 or 60 yards on the game. This is absurd. Brooks trying to get in there, and wow, quick throw over the middle. Dak is dealing 9.5 inches, 9.5 yards. Oh, man. Dak stealing those 9.5 inches. I'll tell you what. Barton cannot tackle him. Zeke slipping to the 8, gains that 1. And they'll get the first down. Nice. Good job, defense. Inside with the safety, and right where we were supposed to be. Even with the pressure, they're going to score a touchdown on us. There was literally nothing bad about that drive. The only bad play was a slightly overthrown ball to the outside, but considering Sidney Jones is all over it, it was technically a positive play. That is quite literally the opposite of what we were hoping to happen here. Well, it is what it is. No return here. Hikaru's numbers, which were trending the right way before last game, are as follows. Probably something like 18 to 25 or something like that, which is usually what YouTube tells me about like the age range for ads, and it is 18 to 20. I know things, and it makes me feel sad because I'm above that. It makes me feel like a real old man. Looking for a quick slantaroo. And we're going to get sacked by Micah Parsons. Keenan on 3 routes there, and I didn't like any of them. I was late to Lockett, and I just never looked for Moore, who was probably the #1 read on that play, considering the opening. And there goes Lockett, speaking of, and he misses by a mile. The pressure really wasn't there on that play. Can't blame the pressure there. There was good blocking, at least good enough blocking, if you will. 3rd and 17, looking for opening, and there it is. We get Lockett. This time we actually hit him. We see him 2 times in a row, even though we missed him the first time. That was a big play for 24 yards. Good read, good delivery, and man, Micah Parsons is so fast. I wouldn't even test him against Metcalf at this point. And here goes Walker gaining about 8. Not quite 9.5 inches, but 8.5 yards. Sliver of a chance to get Kenneth to 2,000 total, or rushing yards anyways, but at least he's going to be over 2,000 total, which is pretty good too, as he's going to fumble the tackle battle. Trevon Diggs, the turnover machine, recovers. We hit the right bumper, but it was a little late because we were trying to get that first. Well, they're going to have a short field here as we turn the ball over, which we just cannot afford. Barnes at least knocks it out, but even though the size difference is there, Barnes is in position to get a pick there and just doesn't jump it. Dak is throwing the ball in very quickly, though, I will admit. So it's not been easy. And to the outside, I knew that's where he was going to go. Huge hit by Woolen, but still a gain of a ton, making it a 3rd and 2 that is going to be pretty tough for us to get off the field with, but we're going to trust the press man and hope. We have the tight end with Diggs. And this will be an insta-blitz by Barton. And even if Barton didn't get in there, I was feeling good about it as they did not have a chance with the coverage being perfect across the board. They had 3 routes, and all 3 recovered. The one that we covered was actually probably going to get open, but didn't. And this punt is a little iffy, but to the 17. The things teams do to avoid giving up the kick return / punt return touchdown. Metcalf, I really should have taken him. We're going to run with Hikaru, who gets hit by his own guy, I think. What was that? Wow, who is 91? Akeem Hicks working the double team, pushes Gabe back, knocking us sideways. You got to be joking me. Now we got a play-action play where we're looking for probably a tight end here, and the running back doesn't get there, but Hikaru gets away. Thankfully, we don't get sacked. And that will be a non-grounding throwaway. Oh my, with this line. This has been insane. I'm going to run the wheel because it could be another blitz. And it's not. And we get hit as we're throwing. Could have been picked. And it's going to be a punt. Good thing we have a little-known gem called Michael Dixon. And at this point, I don't know if he's even a gem. And, of course, Kobe Bryant has been much better at being a gunner for punt returns and all that. So, for the punt unit. So, I love it. I love it. But CeeDee Lamb, like we said, over 1,000 yards already, and it's still only the first quarter. Defense, thankfully, did get off the field, not giving up points, but offense continues to struggle week to week here. Offensive line really struggling, to be exact, and there goes a group effort of no yards gained on Zeke, who, once again, has an insane offensive line that he's running behind. Let's go Davenport. We need some pressure from him. Of course, he's getting double-teamed here, and underneath, good hit by Nwosu on Gallup, but it will be a 3rd and 2. Back-to-back 3rd and 2 manageable situations. They look like they have learned from the last situation as they might be passing here, but I think we have no choice to blitz again, especially since we're pretty good at it, and once again, we're going to stop them. 3 rushes for 1 yard with Zeke. It has not worked. Last time the punt was kind of in our favor, but this time it's kind of seeming like we do have a chance to return this, so kind of hoping we will get one, and it does seem that way. Caldwell will have a chance. Gets a nice little block, going to take that block and gets it to about the 24-yard line. Right, Elton rolling out to the right here. Not rolling out, but you know what I mean. Moving to the right here, and we're going to get a little bit of blocks. Walker's really going to turn it into something, though. Gain 7 on what could have maybe at most been considered a 3-yard gain before he made his play. Going to the left here against what appears to be Micah Parsons. He's pretty good in space, too, and maybe we should have cut that inside as the edge was not held up at all. I did not like the play we were looking at, so we went to the second quarter looking at the yard difference, and we just have none. Like, we simply have none. Of course, this could be the drive we break open, but I don't know. 3rd and 4, trying our best to get this drive moving. Looking for Noah Fant inside, and somehow intercepted by Trevon Diggs. On a side note, I have no idea how people could play Mutt. I have no idea how somebody could play that. With this being a common thing, like, how is this an interception? Bro, what? In what universe is this a pick? Whoa. Oh, well. Sure, I could have threw it slightly earlier, but you have to be, careful. That linebacker had a chance to jump it. That was his assignment in general anyways. And that was exactly who I seen as well. Good hit by Brooks, but a gain of about 9. The Dallas defense is legit. And we've pretty much showed our hand every single, short down situation. And we did change it this time, and we got Brooks to drop off. Somebody needs to come up, and we let Dak on a blitz run for 15. We literally brought 5 players, and I had a guy playing what it seemed to be a hook who was also able to get to him, and it just never did. Covering back, and there's no one on that side. Thankfully, the throw takes him out of bounds, a gain of 4, but could have been so much better than that. We had to jump on that late in cutting route, Did a pretty good job with it with Adams, as that was probably going to be a touchdown if we didn't. Out route and underneath. Diggs is on it, but another body catch by Dalton Schultz, who is a big target. These body catch plays are killing us. All right, Zeke wants to, prove he's still one of the guys. He really hasn't shown it much as of late, and they are going to go with a throw, and there's nothing we can do as we get tricked out and likely scored on by an offensive lineman. Most kind of like run commits, I can be like, oh, why didn't you go for the QB? But that one, I could see it, being tricked on the play. And our routes, wow. Like, we can't move the ball at all. This is crazy. Metcalf burns, but like I just didn't think I would have the time. For one, I didn't even see it, to be honest. I kind of called it a dead play out the gate. They've just been killing us on the edge. But how in the hell does Noah Fant not get that ball? I don't even understand. Like, it's not his fault, but you know what I mean? Like, that's my fault. Kenneth, good try on the savior. They're in the zone is making it where we can't even see, like, the route options, which is pretty insane. And I don't know how that's deeper receivers. That's, like, literally, like, 10 yards. No Fant. And he drops it. Oh, my God. This is a game that we've lost. This is over. Is that an in the zone as well, where our guys just won't catch the ball either? This is nuts. Noah Fant has been off by a lot in this one. By a ton. It's not even in the zone. He just dropped it. And there's nobody on the right side of the field, like, at all. Sidney makes a pretty good play to get underneath on CeeDee Lamb to try and get that tackle out there. And they showed, like, the stats. I thought it was, like, the full game. It was just their last drive. I was like, no way. Dak is only 4 for 4. What? And, yeah, that was wrong. And on the run, he just doesn't care. We need to force a fumble or something because offense is playing really badly. Defense isn't doing too much better. And we're on our way to losing by like 40 or something here. This is ridiculous. We're better than this. And Wosu tries. There's nobody underneath, but thankfully, well, he gets the first down anyways. But to say, thankfully, Zeke corrals that really poorly. Like I said, doesn't matter because they still get the first down. Our guys are miles off their players. Like, I can't exactly press. Did you see the push their line had there? Other than one player who might have been Ed Oliver, they pushed our line back like 3 yards. And we have to come out of this because we're not going to have Barton in man coverage against Michael Gallup. And, well, it doesn't matter as Zeke is getting wide open lanes for a first down. I have no answer for it right now. I literally don't. There's no answer for the way they're playing. Especially when they're getting blocks like this. Who's even that? Who's even that? I don't even think that was the fast running back. We're just coming with a man blitz. I mean, at this point, we have no other choice but to try and blitz them to death. And even then, Zeke is fighting forward and almost gets the first. Oh, of course, we go for a run defense setup. And they're like, hey, you want to not? Oh, we got burned. That was our route, too. But I had to, like, cover the inside. This is insane. I'm losing my mind in this one. And Diggs all over that. Will get the stop, but still a 4-yard gain, apparently. We got to trust these corners to just win their play. Good cutback, and Zeke one-on-one against Adams does not win, but if he did, that was a touchdown. We got to run commit. There's no choice. I mean, it's a win. It's like a win-win for them, whether they get the touchdown or the, oh, that was a cutback lane. And there goes Diggs. Zeke tried to cut it back, could not get there as we saw it with Diggs, and the defense didn't break, but they bent. It's okay. And for some reason, they're deciding to go for this. I mean, I don't know. No pressure, so why not? And he drops it. Brooks all over it. What a play. I mean, with the lack of pressure we've had, it is what it is. I would have probably went for it too, actually. All right, chance to go deep with Metcalf. And we just have no time to throw. I'm just going to take it. And Metcalf sometimes you just got to give it to your big man and let him rock. Just let him rock. Do what he's got to do. Sometimes you give it to your best player and he bails you. And it's funny I mentioned we have no time to throw. That wasn't really what I meant. I meant we have nowhere to throw. Like, our best route was a short route to to more. And the way we've been playing today, that's probably a 3-yard gain at best because the guy is all over him. The blocking was actually really good. Like, they brought a lot of players, and we blocked it well and just threw up to Metcalf, hoping for the best, and it worked. And speaking of more, there we go. Gains about 9. This is a big drive for us. I can see, like I said, why they would go for it there. Because if they continue that drive, and with the way their defense is played, why not? You know, if they continue that drive, we don't get the ball back. And, of course, the moment we try to scramble, they can see it coming instantly, and we get stopped. That was only our second scramble attempt, but, of course, somehow, some way, they're getting actually beat in the pass game for once, and they decide, you know what, we should actually really not allow them to scramble here. That would be a really bad decision. And quick throw to Walker, who bails the hell out of us there. I thought there was a chance at a pick, let alone anything else, and it's so painful to me because I don't really feel like Trevon's that good, but we're playing him like he's an absolute god right now. And there goes Metcalf, who could score, and he will. Look at that speed. Touchdown, DK, who set the whole damn thing up. And even though I still feel really bad about our chances, this has improved it. I mean, there's a game plan. There's a reason why we've moved Metcalf around a ton. Because Trevon has been kind of insane. And he holds on to that. I mean, that is literally perfect coverage by Porter. And for some reason, they don't call a timeout. I'm not sure what's going on here. We'll drop back that hook because, I mean, their only chance to score there was a Hail Mary. I don't really get what that was about. I don't know if they just felt like they actually got lucky to get that. But the way they've been playing, that is a head-scratcher. Like every other team in the league so far this season has absolutely called a timeout there, whether they're up or down by a lot against us. But looking at the numbers, they look a little bit better because of that last second drive. When in doubt, DK it out, man. You just got to let him ball. Let him go all out and see what's up. My mans can carry a team. Here goes Caldwell on the return and trying to make something out of nothing. Not really the greatest decision to the 20. And they're way up on the offensive line here. Like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do as far as a pass game goes. And that is a really interesting play that is somehow intercepted. That one is confusing to me. I got to see this back. Under pressure, once again, no one open at all. Like maybe you get that in swivel to lock it, but Metcalf is beating his man, and it might have just been slightly behind him, and it was out of reach for Metcalf. But I figure with Metcalf's size, just a lot of plays going through players' hands, which is just really unfortunate from a, a game standpoint. Got to leave the running back. That's okay, as we at least had Mafe there. And, yeah, sure, you stiff-arm Mafe, but he's got support, buddy. Your happiness ain't going to last long with this team, I'll tell you. I'm not sure who Wolin's covering, but we did get him over in last second. The blitz is there, and Jamal having a chance there. CeeDee Lamb cannot bring it in. That is still, I mean, this has looked like a completely different team. Even being forced out on the field earlier than expected on defense. And a sack for Davenport. It's looked different. That's all I can say is it's looked different. They look like they have more energy, at least on defense. That's the aggression that we're used to. That drive right there defensively, and almost was able to benefit from that aggression, forcing no points, but they will get the field goal. Left-legged kicker, which is interesting. Well, left-legged dominant, at least. I suppose all kickers have left legs. And it wasn't Caldwell's fault last drive, but in general, we're not going to return it there. It's just kind of wasted. All right, an unfortunate interception caused by pretty quick pressure, but really just lack of opening. And there goes Walker. He's only going to gain 10. We kind of hesitated. We're kind of trying to do a little bit too much. You know, when Kenneth is in open space, we really believe that man can take it all the way. But at that point, we probably should have just been looking for as many yards as possible rather than the big play. And Lockett on the inside handoff. You know, the sweep cuts it inside. Gains about 4, which is okay. Trying to keep him honest. Trying to move him around a little bit. See what we've got for ourselves. This could be a Lockett play on the wheel. And it's not And we're going to throw this away. Man, Parsons is quite fast. So far, only 5 completed passes in the entire game for us. And we're going to trust an inside handoff to Walker on 3rd and 5, who will get it and then some. All the way to the 46-yard line, believing in the blocks for once, believing in Walker as always. And it works out for a huge first down gainer. Now setting up a 5-wide 1st and 10 attempt. And there goes Fant, who has been really bad, but makes a really good adjustment on a slightly behind throw, trying to make sure we don't throw a pick there. And Hikaru being fearless, despite the fact that he has played quite a scary situation so far. And this is going to take a while to develop, but we might have some blocks. And that is a touch pass that is perfect for Metcalf for number 2. It is number 2, Metcalf, stiffing arming into the end zone, making it a 3-point game. Noah Fant kind of got lost. I think he thought it was a route, but you know what? He kind of got back, and he also maybe threw off a linebacker. Perfect throw, perfect touch. Just had to get it out there, you know? You didn't have to force a throw. You just get it out there, and it works. Metcalf now with his double-digit touchdowns that he's been after, and a defense that is feeling pretty alive right now. And Diggs trying to take down Schultz, gets a little bit of help from Porter, the rookie, which will set up a likely 2nd and 1 conversion. Coming in with some DBs. Dropping back with Adams if need be. And we do make the stop. We did bring, maybe the wrong personnel, but it was to the right spot. It might have been a bunch of DBs, but it was to the right spot. And, kind of running right into our blitz. As Brooks is out there, and man, those out routes have been killing us. Sit downs and out routes have just crushed us. Been okay in the drags and the slants and all that. It's just those types of routes have been good. 1st and 10, not really a whole lot of help here if it's a run, but Diggs coming up can always make a play, and that threw me off hard. Sidney gets the pick on Gallup and has a chance to return it. Going to cut it back, trying to get the block, and runs out of bounds safely to give the offense a chance to tie or go ahead in this game. Really hasn't been that kind of play for us today, but ran out of options with the man coverage being really good. Threw up the jump ball, maybe a little underthrown, but considering the angle he was throwing from, not bad. And like I said with that, the offense has a shot. A lot of time left in this game. We're going to try to get back to our fundamentals, running the ball. And man, that defense, got to give them some credit. Just the resilience. And wow, gotta give no credit to the offensive line, which has just been terrible. And I wasn't sprinted too early on that one because I didn't even have the damn ball yet by the time they were already in. Looking at Metcalf on that outside. We're going to take a quick throw underneath to Lockett. Nice spin move. Speaking of spin moves, getting pummeled for only a gain of 3. I thought it was going to be like a gain of 5 or 6, but that was not even close. Metcalf on the double move. You also do have more on the outside. I want to block with Walker, but I really don't feel great about it. I think we should double team Parsons. Probably got lucky with a no call on that false start there. And we're not going to have any time for anything but Lockett. And once again, Lockett's not really going to give much of a chance because Hikaru keeps missing these throws. So the interception was clutch, but we're not going to do anything with it, sadly. Going to trust Dixon with a punt here, and it looks pretty good in my book. Maybe a little too far out and not perfect, but once again, avoiding the kick return. A lot of teams would definitely opt out of the perfect punt to just avoid any chance at a one-play score, Oliver on the inside, pushing but not getting there. It just sucks. Oh, we just missed hard. Wow, he's really gaining yards there. Bulaga's injured. That could be big for Nwosu, but the thing is, I was about to say before that injury there, they have so many good players across that line that, you can have Tyron 1v1 and you can have Zach Martin 1v1 and get away with it, and everyone else is pretty much set because you can double team the other two, pretty much. In a way, you get a little chip, and it's really hard to win. Is Bulaga already back in, or is someone else wearing his number? Porter's in good play there, and Woolen will not break on it quick enough. Oh my, that was close. 2nd and 10, that had a chance. Of course, we're on the other side of it. Fortunate enough to, what a play by Porter. Tries to get the pick, can't, recovers quickly to grab the tackle. But we're fortunate enough on the other side of it to be able to kind of just go man up one-on-one against their wide receivers and for the most part, get away with it. So it's a little bit of back and forth. Maybe we should be blitzing more if that's the case. Perfect coverage of Barnes, and he's going to have to roll out, try to buy some time, and the receiver never sees it. Jamal maybe had the best chance at it, but overall, kind of a middle-of-the-field throwaway, and this second-half defense has been insane. Dak had something like 150 yards in the first half, and he's gained like less than 50 here in the second, and Caldwell, maybe a little hesitation. If we use that speed all the way, I might have had a chance all the way there. DK Metcalf on the run I would like to go for, but I'm going to go with the play action. We're also going to be running away from Trevon Diggs' side, so should be able to get Lockett here if we can. And I don't know if I'm going to get that throw, so I'm just going to take Walker, who will fight for 9. Rajon Slater on the stretch. They have a lot of bodies up there, but we have a lot of bodies too. And I don't know how, but Odigizua is the best penetrator in the world. This dude would be an insta-hit overnight on OnlyFans. 3rd and 5, kind of intersecting routes, but I feel like a linebacker against Lockett never works. That's a late read from us, but we will have 2 players drop it and be forced to punt. Don't get me wrong, as this play was happening, I realized we completely missed Noah Fant. But I just thought, the worst part is I saw this and I was like, oh, the player is covering the inside really hard. Lockett's never going to win there. And I saw Fant even here and I was like, oh, I'm going to throw a pick if I throw that. There's so much time. Sure, it still should have been caught, as Metcalf was the guy that ran into it. Didn't even notice that, but it wasn't. Missed read and another punt. It really just feels like all we need is a stop or two, and we've gotten that, and we just still can't score. And he fair caught it. You know, Kobe was there, but little weak. A little weak by them. Either way, I'll take it every day of the week. Oh, wow. No hit from Jamal, and Porter's the one to bring him down for a gain of 11. Start of the 4th. Run game's been pretty solidly stopped for us. We just got to make another stop and hope the offense can make a play out of it. And we can't get there with Adams. He's going to have the edge, but doesn't take it. I think Diggs would have got there anyways, but now they're starting to move. We're going to have to get heavy again. Going to have to try to scare him out of it, which, ironically enough, it didn't take much because they're throwing again. We have 2 guys to cover over there. Nice hit by Diggs. You got to go low on a guy like Zeke. He's a big fella. They are under center here. At least the quarterback is. And that's pretty good D, and it's going to be a miscommunication play. Boye Mafe, I mean, he's in position there to make the play if the ball isn't thrown perfectly, but other than that, it should have been a pretty easy pitch and catch. And Oliver dropping back, trying to trick on the tight end, and Woolen has a chance and will pick it off to the 25. Oh my, this offense is going to get yet another chance with the same score as pretty much the start of the second half. We've got to make it count. Metcalf one-on-one. The safety is there, but he's a little shallow, so you could get a play. I think you take that. Hikaru hits it. Metcalf is gone. He's too good. We're leading. When in doubt, DK it out. The man will beat almost every press situation you give him. If you don't have the safety over top, it's a GG. Briscoe also seems like a rookie, and Metcalf is just gone. I just can't believe in my head I seen the guy stumble, and I was still debating on not throwing it to him. I actually almost didn't throw that ball to him. Oh, that was a good trick. Although Dak, for some reason, kind of gives us a better angle at it. Maybe trying to do too much. And once again, the #1 takeaway team in the league has 2 today. I wouldn't say it was like drives where the team was guaranteed to score, but obviously it sure as hell helps them not scoring if they don't have possession anymore. And yep. Saw that right away. Stepped up right on an in-cut. Got bumped by our own guy, so I couldn't recover either. I knew something was going to have to give, right? Like, you can't just expect perfect throwing from Dak all game. Nwosu in coverage. Oh, wow. And Sydney's kind of lost. Gains 15. Cowboys are starting to move again. It's been quite a wild game, let me tell you. And we're coming out hard here. If they don't run this, we are in some trouble. And I'm glad. Well, he's still going anyways. And it's a touchdown. No, it's not. Woolen. What a tackle down to the 9. You have got to be kidding me. And Moses was supposed to be dropping back. And last second, I decided to go instinctful and just call a blitz with him or come off the edge with him and just bring the house. And it was the smart call, and we still get beat. This is insane. The slants, and unfortunately, the best corner on our team gets beat on the inside by Gallup. I can't even actually say he's the best. Woolen gets the most picks, and he is very good. But I think Sidney, considering he goes against the number ones pretty much every single game, is probably our best corner. He is the highest overall as well. Well, it's a crazy one. 3-point deficit yet again. Both teams scoring in the most clutch of times. Let's see who the most clutch offense is. And a fumble. I hit right bumper, and Caldwell fumbled anyways. As soon as I seen the A button hit, should have probably hit it before then. Oh, no, not a special teams blunder. We got linebacker, or tight end anyways. And we couldn't really even get over there in time, but Woolen was on it. We're trying to bait it out. Of course, Dak instantly sees it. I mean, we're trying to keep the defense heavy here because they should be running the ball. It's not really our fault that they haven't. It's just, good play calling, I suppose, on their part. And Diggs, getting help from Brooks, still going to give up the first. We can't give him a touchdown. If we give him a touchdown, the game is pretty much over, at least realistically. Sure, we won't give up, and good hit, but there it is. Touchdown Cowboys. I suppose if it was going to happen, that was the best way for us to have it. Oh, he's doing the Dak. Oh, my. Well, believe it or not, we didn't... we did not run the kickback. And here goes Akaru, get the block. Nice. Akaru looking real fast there, gaining nearly 20. It's just as good as a throw. Metcalf one-on-one. They do have the safety there. And trying to run again. Hikaru will get away, too. Trying to look for Fant, but he just got bumped a billion times. Good job by the lineman to just give us enough time to get out of there again. Pretty spectacular. Pretty good play there. Walker with the 5 men coming after us. Will be my route. Gets it. Stiff arm. Oh, there was so much room. Good blocks by Lockett there. You got to love Hikaru's relentlessness, though, as he has turned his game around. Okay, thank you. We're going to have to run again and not throw it to anyone because there's just no one open. They want us to run the ball. This play was good before. We couldn't get it to Lockett, but maybe this time we can, as they are playing a little bit more shallow with Micah Parsons. Please hit this, Hikaru. That's okay. It's underthrown, but it's okay because it gets there. Another first down. 3.5 minutes left. Not trying to, not run fast here, but also try not to force anything that's going to cost us the drive itself. And I would like... No, I'm going to keep it base. And he did have him, but he was under pressure. Damn. Inside zone has been pretty good for us this season. Really good for us this season, actually. We're going to go with it again. And they aren't going to really see it coming. We get popped, but we gain 7, making it a manageable third down. This is a play or a drive where you're like, is this 4-down territory? And I don't think it is. I think you've got to take any points you can get. Metcalf to the corner. Could be my guy. And that's pretty good! And he holds on for touchdown 4! He beats Diggs to the corner. The throw is perfect. And, I mean, that's a throw we would almost never take. But I just didn't like any other play. Maybe Lockett, but what a damn finish to that drive. This is Hikaru's legendary game. And, I mean, you can see Lockett does get open, right there. But, I mean, at that point, it could also be for the fact that we threw it already. The pressure was on us, and I just can't believe it. I see that Lockett's winning here. And I see that, right here, he's definitely going to win it. And the throw is just insane. It was all up to Metcalf to catch it, and he does. Well, I think it's safe to say that Metcalf has his double-digit touchdowns. He literally has over a third of that in one game here. Brooks, Adams, nice hit to the knees. They only need a field goal. Yeah, it was looking for a moment that we were going to hold them to under 75 yards rushing, and then that just, kind of disappeared. And it will be the 2-minute warning. The ball's in their court. Oh, what am I talking about? I forgot. The ball is in their court, obviously, but I completely forgot they had the 2-touchdown, or the 2-possession lead. Holy crap. It's okay. Northcutt trying, and, that's some pretty good misdirection there. Gaining 2. I was wondering why. I was like, why are they giving us such heavy run defenses? I was like, maybe they'll run it to get in field goal range. I completely forgot about that fumble on special teams. It's a good cutback. Nice hit. We got to get the stop. 3rd and 8. I mean, I think no matter what, you blitz, but I don't want to, go with a blitz that's going to leave us completely vulnerable. Like, this is still going to give us a chance if they throw it. We just got to hope the press is good. Oh, wow. What? I have no timeouts to call. I'm comfortable with this. And nobody's on him, dude. What are we doing? I get it, zone coverage. I get it, right? But, like, all the time in the world to throw, dude. And we can't get onto him. Like, where's the blitz, for one? I mean, well, I guess, to be fair, we probably didn't even blitz. We brought 4. Davenport's getting a little bit of a push. If Mafe just gets a hold of him there. Oh, my. Everything else is pretty damn well covered. And he hits the throw. It also doesn't help that I don't know where the damn first down marker is because the game is so crap. Valiant effort. Hikaru and Metcalf really just, I mean, that was an insane turnaround. I don't know if it was just we were more aggressive because we knew the game was, pretty much on the line, or if the Cowboys were just protecting a 10-point lead, but we finally got it going, and it was just too late. It just seems like that happens all the time. Maybe that is just the way football goes, I guess. It's an unfortunate loss, but it's against a very, very good team that we seen was ranked like top 5, top 10 in a lot of categories, both sides of the ball, and it's a team that we may face once again here in the playoffs soon. Really sucks that we have to play the Browns. I don't know what their record is. I think it is on the lower end, but they have a lot of talent, and they could beat us too. Do we actually choke the playoffs here? I don't think it's physically possible. I think we may even already be guaranteed in. We were like one of the top 3 teams in the NFC going into this week based on our win-loss. I think that tie automatically at this point saves us from being knocked out. But as far as the division goes, once again, I think if we choke these last 2 games and the Niners were to win, they would steal the division, which would be very painful, but I suppose only time will tell. We'll take a look at what happens after this week. Next episode. Hikaru, once again, played so poorly early on. Not like it was his fault. There was a lot of bad throws based on the pressure and a couple of bad reads, but definitely picked it up and kind of outplayed Dak when you consider how Hikaru did it. There was a thrown-up play, but it was a really good ball. Every pass was very accurate on the way to that, almost comeback play, drive and comeback situation. But 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His best game of the season, technically, especially considering, once again, the adversity. And once again, Kenneth Walker, we kind of had to go away from as they were crushing us on the ground defense. And in general, we just didn't have time to run it. And I don't really hate the way the game ended. But at the same time, you look at the fact that we lost a game where Kenneth had less than 10 carries. I'd imagine you look at the stats, and any game we have him with 20-plus carries, we win. There's something to be said. Of course, DK Metcalf with 4 touchdowns, nearly 200 yards. That is just absurd. Lockett with 49. Moore only had 1 catch for 10 yards. Fant, I mean, he was really bad that game. I mean, he let us down a lot in that game. Sack totals, they obviously were way better in pressure than us. And then interceptions is pretty even across the board. Just a crazy game that it is unfortunate that we dropped. Got a couple upgrades. Finally, some upgrades to the offensive line. We have not seen these in a while. A run block defense. I mean, overall, power blocking is just his weak point. He's very good stats-wise, on paper-wise, as a pass blocker, but he's had his struggles as well. But overall, going forward, those are probably the things we have to upgrade. As you can see, it's got 89 pass block finesse, which is what you need as a tackle, 84 pass block power, which is very good, 80 pass block's pretty good, but the run block stuff is terrible, which could be leading to some of these blown assignments when we run these inside zone runs. Of course, Quentin Davenport with 81 power move. Block shed's a little lacking, but he could get a block shed with power move. That's why I like power style interior guys. Doesn't, but gets to 83, which is nice. And then Banson overall, he just needs everything pass block, as he is a bit rough at that. Of course, power blocking in general would be nice, but I'm going to go with pass protector, as he could get like power blocking and just in general pass protector stuff. And he doesn't. He gets finesse, of course. Of course. Nice. But that's going to be it pretty much. We'll take a look at this unstoppable force. Not that it's going to matter because we literally didn't win any of the things. Gave up over 75 rush yards, and we lost the game. Anything to take away? I mean, we played well. We did a good job. They just mixed it up when they needed to, and great. Negative morale of 5. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. It was still a really fun game. One of the most fun games of the series, let alone the season so far, in my opinion. So if you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, Really appreciate your continued support. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays for non-Madden content, which I would assume I probably would have uploaded something yesterday. If not, would be tomorrow, Sunday, because I'm not going to have any uploads on Sunday for football, at least main channel uploads for the football day. Maybe late at night I'll have that second channel upload or something like that, or once again, maybe it's already up, so maybe check it out. Anyways, that's going to be it as we play Week 18 against the Browns, potentially for the division next episode, so you don't want to miss that. And hopefully we play a little bit better to start the game rather than wait until the last second to finally wake up. But once again, still a really good game. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!